Hey viewers, this is the ninth episode of The Voice of Hustler. Here is a story of a girl who had a dream to become a warrior. The story walks us through the problems she faced in the path to become a warrior just because she was a girl. Let's get into the story. Once upon a time, there was a small kingdom called Virgata. It was ruled by a great king, Aditya. He was blessed with a girl child, and the girl had a great interest towards swords and weapons from her childhood. She wanted to become a warrior, but her father always told her since she was a girl, she can never become a warrior. But the girl never gave up on her dream. In her childhood, when all her friends played with dolls, she was practicing to fight with swords. Whenever her friends asked her why she doesn't play with them, she always said, I do not like to play. I am not a kid. I am grown up. At first, they used to like her, but gradually her friends started to avoid her. But she was never bothered about any of this. She was busy in her own world fighting with swords. She was the only child of king and queen. They loved her very much, but they were also worried about her because as the days passed, she became more and more determined about becoming a warrior. On her 15th birthday, told her that she could ask them for anything, and no matter what, it would be fulfilled. So the princess thought for a second and asked that she wanted to become a warrior. Her parents were shocked to hear this because they were not expecting to ask that on her 15th birthday. They tried to convince her, but she did not agree to them. The king and the queen had no option but to say yes, and as soon as they said yes, the princess with joy hugged them. After some years, one of the rival kingdom declared a war on Virgata, and the people of Virgata were in fear because the opponent had a very strong army. Now the princess thought that it was the correct time for her to fight in a real war alongside with her army. So she went to her parents and requested them to grant her the permission to join the other warriors. The king did not want her to go, but since she was a warrior, it was her duty to fight in a war alongside the army. So he gave the permission to fight in the battle. As soon as she got the permission to fight, she started practicing even more harder. The day of the battle had arrived. It was a huge and a massive destruction. During the war, the princess was fighting very bravely. The chief of the opponent army noticed that it was very difficult for them to defeat her. The princess was using a different war technique, which gave opponents no chance to fight back. She was just like a lioness, fighting to protect her children from enemies. This news reached the king. After hearing this news, the king went directly to the battlefield to watch the fight. When the king came into the battlefield, he saw that the girl he raised is no more a child. She is now grown up as a warrior. The war has ended, and the opponent king surrendered. All the people of the kingdom praised the king and the princess for saving them. In the coming years, the kingdom flourished with wealth and happiness in her ruling. Like, share, and subscribe to Autodidact, and click on the bell icon to be notified on all updates from Autodidact.